Amy Got the Keto Queen. It's time for dinner. It's been a great work week, I hope, or work day. The week is flying by though. I'm telling you, I was like, holy crap, tomorrow is hump day. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of times I find myself realizing I'm already looking or thinking about tomorrow on today's date when I need to just finish out today. I don't know if y'all do that. If you do, I advise you not to because the weeks fly by fast enough on their own. Hey Diane, how are you? Hey Patricia. I hope you guys have had a great day. We're making my famous mozzarella stuffed meatballs tonight. This is always a family favorite. My family loves this recipe. And I normally only fix it for them when I'm really in love with them because it does take a little time. So when I post you guys the recipes later, it's gonna say 30-minute mozzarella stuffed meatballs, but it takes a little longer than that because you gotta prep your meatballs before you cook them. So once you get them ready to cook, it's fast, fast, fast. Not a whole lot of ingredients though, and because it's a family favorite, I always keep this on rotation. My son and my husband will have meatball subs. My son's girlfriend and myself will more than likely, I know I will, I'm pretty sure she will, we'll have meatballs over zucchini. So I'm gonna start this off and get it going because they'll be here shortly. I am using 3 times the recipe because I'm cooking a bunch. I'm cooking for myself, my husband, my son, his girlfriend, my daughter, my mom's coming over. So I've got 3 pounds of ground turkey. I'm gonna give you guys the recipe based off 1 pound because you might not be cooking for everybody in this under the sun like I am. So I'm gonna read this off to you and you'll see I'm putting more than what I'm telling you. So start off with 1 pound of ground turkey. Now I like using turkey meat because the calorie count is lower. You don't have to use turkey meat. You can use ground beef, but ground beef meatballs they're full of calories. So if you're gonna use a ground beef, use the leanest possible. But I'm using ground turkey. So 1 pound of ground turkey and 1 egg is all you need. Y'all ignore what I'm putting in here. I'm telling you what to put. 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 egg, 1 cup of pork rinds. Now the recipe I'm going to share with you later, I've been using this recipe for years. And before I was keto, I followed it just like I'm going to send it to you. To make it keto, you only substitute a few things, which is awesome because most recipes you can actually create into a keto-friendly recipe or low carb. The recipe calls for breadcrumbs. I'm using pork rinds. So 1 pound of meat, 1 egg, 1 cup of pork rinds. I just crunched up 3 cups because I've got 3 times the meat in here. And I love Max. I always share Max salt and pepper as my favorite pork rind. So we got our pork rinds, our meat, our egg. We're gonna move on to the seasonings. We're gonna use Italian. So let me pull this out. We're gonna use Italian seasoning, and the recipe for 1 pound of meat calls for 2 teaspoons of Italian. Like I said, I'm doing a little more of the recipe, so you're gonna see me put more. Yes, I'm not overdoing it. I'm just telling you what I'm doubling. I'm actually tripling. Okay, and then we're gonna use some parsley. I love my fresh packs, y'all know. I'm using my fresh pack. You can use dried parsley if you want to, but again, 2 teaspoons. Oops. All right. And then we're gonna use half a cup of Parmesan cheese. So half a cup for you guys, because I'm tripling, I'm using 1.5 cups. That'll probably be this whole rest of this thing. Yep, the whole rest of my container there. I've got more, thank goodness. Let me go ahead and get it. All right, so even though there's only a few ingredients, it does take some time to make these meatballs up. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper, as much or as little as you want. You can pepper it up. I love a good pink Himalayan salt. We got some pepper, and this is it. This is all you put inside your meatballs. Now, if you want to, you can add a little bit of water, and I'm going to. Okay, I'm sorry guys, that was the landscaper. I do have to call him. So I'm gonna mix this up, show you what I'm doing, and then I've gotta get on the phone, so I've got to get this work done at my house. Sandra says you must try the brand Epic sea salt pork rinds. I love some pork rinds. I swear you won't want to have any other pork rinds. Well, I may just have to figure that out. I don't know if they sell them here locally in our grocery stores, but I may have to go online and check that out. It sounds good. I love pork rinds, and I love Max salt and pepper. So again, I was telling you that you might want to add a little bit of water. I just put a half a cup in here. The water just helps it not be so dense. And we're just going to mix this all together. So again, a cup of pork rinds to 1 pound of ground turkey. I like turkey. I always have used turkey for this recipe. 2 teaspoons of parsley, whether you use dried or fresh. I love my little fresh packs. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, about half a cup of water, and a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I think that was it. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, salt and pepper. That's it. So you're just going to mix this up. And my hands are getting disgusting. And I went ahead and took some mozzarella cheese and just kind of cubed it up. Little small cubes of mozzarella. Let me get all the stuff out of the way so I don't want to get nasty meat sauce on any of this. So you want to mix this up really good. You want to make sure that seasoning's all throughout your meat. And the water just makes it, you know, a little, it keeps it to where it's not so thick and you can actually move this around easier and stuff it with your cheese. So that little bit of water goes a long way. Do not overwater it, okay? Because if you overwater it, you just screw it up. So just a little bit. And again, it's just so that you can knead this easy and mix it up easy. All right, so it looks disgusting, but guys, this tastes amazing. So now we're gonna take our meatballs, and I usually use a measuring cup. Let me get one. I used to have a measuring spoon like this. It was a tablespoon. I have no idea what my husband did with it, but I am blaming him. It's got to be somewhere in a jug, probably in one of his little scoopers for powders. Huh. Well, I don't want that. Let me do a cookie scoop, I guess. It just makes it faster for me to have something to scoop it up. So I'm going to use a cookie scoop. And what we're going to do is take about a tablespoon is great, but just a little bit of your meatball. Stick a piece of mozzarella cheese in the center. Take another cookie scoop or tablespoon again. And you're just going to round it around this cheese. Okay, and we're making our meatballs. The reason I like to use a scoop or usually a tablespoon is just faster. It's easier. You know, all of your balls are going to be the same size. And look how pretty this is. It is a beautiful mozzarella stuffed meatball. So I'm making a bunch of these. Let's see, I didn't get that egg. I'm making a bunch of these, so I'm not going to do them all for you, but just to show you a couple of them. And then I'm going to move on and show you how I make my sauce. Now, what I'm going to do with these after I get them all stuffed and rolled out is I'm going to put them in a skillet with some oil. So I've got some avocado oil that is over here getting warm. And what I'm going to do is just flash fry these for about 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes on each side, so just roll them over every 3 minutes. Just flash frying them, okay? After that, you're going to move them onto a baking sheet and put them in the oven. I've got my oven on 400, and we're going to bake them for like 15 minutes. That's why it's called 30-minute stuffed meatballs. But we're going to bake them for about 15 minutes, and they are done, okay? Done and done. So when you pull them out of the oven, we're going to make a marinara sauce, a homemade sauce that my family really enjoys. We're going to start with a big can of crushed tomatoes. I think it's like a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, and that's the base of your sauce. And all we're going to do is put these meatballs right into the sauce I'm going to make. And my family loves them just like that. On a sub, if you've got some low-carb bread, my family will just eat regular bread. And then I'm going to put mine over a bed of zucchini rice. So I'm going to make a zucchini rice with some Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese, heavy cream, butter. It's going to be really good. So I'm going to have a zucchini rice that my meatballs will sit on top of with that marinara sauce. So it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's super easy, and your family is going to fall in love with you. They're going to think that you're the best mama in the world. Your spouse is going to say, oh my goodness, my wife must really love me today. I must have done something really good because she's making those famous mozzarella stuffed meatballs. And I don't know about you, but I like for my family to say, ooh, mama, can you make this? Or, ooh, mama, that was so good. My family thinks I'm crazy, though. But every time we sit down, I'm like, ooh, guys, that's good. What do you think? What do you think? I love to hear people talk good about my food. I I know I'm crazy, but that's okay. So super easy and delicious. It just takes some time to roll it up. So this is the only part I don't like, and that's why I don't cook this for them every 2 weeks, because they would eat it every 2 weeks if I'd fix it. All right, go ahead and start asking me any questions you guys have. I'm going to stuff a few more of these, and then I'm going to check and see if you guys have any questions, and I'm going to move on. I'm going to post this recipe for you. I just wanted you to see how I mix it up, how I roll them up. And like I said, I'm going to flash fry them in oil for about 3 minutes. Just roll them around in your oil every 3 minutes, and then put them on a baking sheet on 400 for about 15 minutes. That's all you need, and they're done. As soon as they're done, put them in your marinara. Okay, I'm making my own homemade marinara that's going to be in the recipe I post for you later today. Now, when I post this recipe, just to remind you guys, you have to substitute some of your favorite recipes to make them low-carb keto. I'm substituting breadcrumbs for pork rinds for breadcrumbs, and I'm substituting sugar for some swerve in my marinara sauce that I'm gonna make. Actually, you don't even have to put any sweetener at all in that marinara. Last time I didn't, because I didn't have any. I actually ran out, believe it or not, and it tasted just as good without any sweetener at all. But super, super easy. So go ahead and start putting any questions you might have for me today in the comments. I'm gonna mix up a couple of more of these, and I'm gonna see if you guys have any questions. If you don't, I'm gonna hop off here and get busy because my son is on his way, and I want him to have some supper and to enjoy talking with them, some good conversation. So I love it when he brings his girlfriend over here. She's just the sweetest thing in the world. Her name is Erin. She's so sweet. And anyway, it's kind of weird with a cookie scoop. No, I don't like that at all. I gotta find my little tablespoon. How do they freeze? I bet they freeze just perfectly fine. If you cooked them up and put them in a Seal-A-Meal bag or a freezer container, I bet you they freeze perfectly fine. And you might even freeze them before you cook them. You could probably cook them and freeze them, or just mix them up like this and freeze them. I'd probably cook mine first. That way when I take them out of the freezer, they're done and good. But yeah, I've never tried to freeze them because my family are hogs. So when we sit down and eat, it's usually gone. I hardly ever can fix enough of these. Last time I think I fixed 4 pounds of meat because I was feeding everybody. And we actually had some leftovers that Haley ate the very next day for lunch. So I rarely ever get to freeze anything because my family eats everything I cook. And I really do not normally cook over what I need. I'm really picky about that. I can't stand wasting food. That's a pet peeve of mine. So like for me and my husband and my daughter last night, I fixed 4 pork chops. Ricky had 2, I had 1, Haley had 1, and that's it. We don't have to have 2 each. Most of the time that's just overeating because we're full anyway. So I cook what I know we need. And I usually don't buy much more than that either. All right, let me wash my hands so I can check and see if you guys have any questions. Hang on just 1 second. Your hands get nasty at the meatballs. All right, let me get my phone. Let's see if y'all have any questions, and if you don't, I'm gonna jump off here while I finish this up. Let me just scroll through here and see. I see lots of friends. Thank y'all for joining me. I hope you've had a great day. If you don't mind, even though I didn't ask you, in the comments, let everyone know what you're doing for dinner tonight that's low carb or keto friendly. And I hope you'll try these meatballs out. Your family will absolutely fall in love. Sandra, thank you so much for that pork rind recommendation. I will definitely look those up. Amazon sells them, or you can find them at Myers or Meijer's. I don't have that store here in Tennessee that I know of, not my area. Let's see. Any other questions? Janet says, Amy, I just completed the 24-hour fast. Yes, I'm having grilled hamburger and some zucchini now. That sounds awesome. Janet, congratulations. I did a 24-hour fast as well. All right, I don't see any questions, guys. So if you don't mind, I'm going to get off here because I have company coming. Not only are they coming to eat supper, but my mom and my aunt want to get in the spa. So I want to be able to enjoy it with them. And if I have to cook, I'm not. Oh, but Tina says she's cooking those Brussels sprouts from last night. Telling you, girl, some of my favorite ones. Sandra made meatloaf last night and also used pork rinds. Thank you, Mary. All right, guys, I will see you later. Bye.